Hey everyone, how's it going? I have one question. Is the music way too loud? Hey. Okay, perfect. I was a bit worried. This is the first stream ever. I don't really feel like making a good old mistake. Anyways, I just pretty much want to detail. The asset editor is coming out tomorrow, and there's probably going to be a big update, which is going to break everything. And I'm still a little bit sick, so I can't really record a video, but I figured why not just go live? Go on Twitch. I would, but Twitch seems more difficult than YouTube. Really? YouTube seemed so easy. I didn't really have to do all that much for YouTube. I've never streamed on Twitch before. I mean, this is the first stream I've ever done. Honestly, Twitch just seems kind of intimidating compared to something like YouTube. Do next stream on Twitch if you can. Alright. I'll try on Twitch next time. So, since I've been sick, I got really bored. And I just decided to go through and pretty much start detailing things. So there's a few things that have changed. This area was literally just trees, and I wasn't a big fan of it. And then I noticed that we were starting to have a small little death wave. So I pretty much had to pause, and I've just been detailing on pause for the last like 3 hours. So the last place I was working on was right here. And I've been trying not to get rid of any housing or anything like that, because I don't really want to change anything, but I do just want to make it look a bit nicer. St. Petersburg, Russia. Very cool. I am very uneducated when it comes to anywhere else other than Canada. I haven't even really left all that much. I've only left a few times. In the Baltic Sea, I don't even know. I failed geography twice. So I don't even know where the Baltic Sea is. Been a fan for a long time. I don't know if that's of the Baltic Sea or of me, but I appreciate it either way. Is near the Nordics. I honestly don't even know where the Nordics is. Finland, Sweden, Denmark, and so on. Okay. It's funny because I play GeoGuessr all the time, and I'm not that bad at it. But if you ask me to name any of the places on GeoGuessr, I always end up failing. I mostly just look for clues every time I play. Have you dropped a message in any of the Discord servers to let people know you've gone live? No, I haven't. Not even in the slightest. I don't actually have my own Discord. And I'm not sure which Discord I would message that in, to be honest. The Baltic Sea is next to the Baltic states, which is Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. Also next to the St. Petersburg of Russia. I think Finland also has a shoreline with the Baltic Sea. I have a geography exam on Friday. Well, I hope you pass. And that right there is just so much better. Barely anything was done here. But I have a tendency to just start spamming in trees once I don't want to detail anymore. And then I kind of just end up hating it. So I knew I had to come back and clean up some of these areas just a bit. Same thing with this one right here. It's just tree spam. Will you be using the new content creator packs in the map? Definitely. Waiting to pretty much buy them. But the only reason why I'm not recording a video right now is because I'm sick. I don't know if I still sound sick, but I'm definitely a little bit sick. And the asset editor is going to be live tomorrow, which means an update is going to break the game. And the last time that I recorded right before an update, I had to wait 2 days just to record cinematics. So I figured this time, I'll just be patient. The historic downtown of my New England metropolis. That sounds cool. You're going to have to send some pictures. Maybe if you change the season, you will avoid disaster. Yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm at too. So right now we're in summer. The only thing I don't like about the other ones is they just tend to change the look of the game. Or maybe they don't. Maybe I'm just completely wrong. They don't seem to be doing anything. Last time I got like an 80% on the exam. Nice. I'm not kidding. I failed geography twice. I had to go to summer school in order to pass it, and I hated every minute of it. What is the asset editor's actual purpose? So imagine you want assets that aren't in the base game. Essentially, someone can go like Revo. I'm blanking on the person's name who created the supply chain creator pack, but they can go in and create assets. So residential, commercial, office, industrial. You can download them and then place them in just like normal zoning. Oh, Shane, you are free to do whatever you'd like. I don't know if that's self-promotion. I try and be very careful with that. Just because I don't want to be like self-promoting in other people's channels. Yes, bad idea. I think that's how you pronounce it. Now, where was I and what was I doing? I got distracted. It was in one of these lots over here somewhere. Did this one. Wow, I literally have the memory of a goldfish. I cannot find where I was detailing. I'll just start here anyways. I'm gonna change back to summer. Bad idea? Bad idea. Oh, that's brilliant. Okay. Well, I'm just too slow to catch it, I guess. Yeah, multitasking between chat and game is a lot more difficult than I thought it'd be. It kind of amazes me how everyone else can do it so clearly. I guess they've done it for so long now. I'll try not to go too hard on myself. That tends to be a bad habit that I have. One that I'm trying to work on. Oh, I can't stand this time of day. And it's still raining. Oh, right, because you actually have to click play in order to change the season. You got a dual monitor setup. Yeah, I have 3. Although they're not... My main monitor is 1440p. It's the only decent monitor. The other 2 are just 2 Samsung 1080p basic monitors. I'm watching this with a VPN because YouTube runs slow in Russia. Really? I find that crazy. Is it just because something YouTube's doing or something else that I don't understand? You know, I have never seen a gas station in my entire life with this surface. I don't get why gas stations come with this surface. It drives me crazy. Ooh. Well, hopefully the government stops doing that and I don't know, I'm more of an idealist. I tend to see things very positively and try and hope for the best. So I hope for the best. Pretty much what I'm trying to say. Greatest joke in the Russians' life is the government. Very similar to natives in Canada. You ever play Theo Town or those mobile city builders? No, I really don't like mobile games. The last mobile game I played was Subway Surfers, I believe, and that was like, I played it on an iPhone 6 or 7. After that, I kind of just stopped playing mobile games in general. That makes so much sense. Yeah, definitely trying to be careful on that. I'm self-promoting my own map too. Yeah, this is a beautiful map by Shane Builds. Every time I say the name, I always worry that I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. It's Bronton, and it's one of the most beautiful maps in this entire game. The funny thing is I actually haven't looked to see what it looks like in real life. I have no idea. Same thing with Ashland. I tried not to look at the real map. That way I wouldn't get inspired by anything. You should try Theo Town. It's actually pretty good. Let's see. How good could it be? Theo Town. Oh, it looks like SimCity. Doesn't seem too bad. Although I don't really play mobile games all that much. I'm at that stage of my life where if I just wanted to play a game, I would just go upstairs, hop on the computer, and honestly probably just start making a video. It's typically how I play games. I haven't even played another game. I've played Skylines 2 for the last 2 years. I have played nothing else, not any other game. I don't know if that makes me... Oh, I guess Manor Lords. But I only played that for about 2 or 3 hours. Jane, I think you're a good way to do it. I mean, never mind. Only reason I found your channel is because I have a friend called Ash and it was funny. Ash Ketchum. I also want to switch to PC. Yeah, definitely worth it. It's expensive for the upfront cost if you're going to get something that can like really run big cities. But for most games, they're not that hard on the CPU. Oh, I shouldn't be playing. I forgot if we keep playing, we're going to end up in a death wave because there's waiting for her signs. While I was planning out the next episode, I kept it playing, and then all of a sudden, Earth icons everywhere. I want to be careful because I don't want to add things in that are outside of the episode. Detailing is kind of a little bit different, but yeah. So I need to make sure I stay paused. Hello, Demon Chance. I love the name. My laptop fried itself 4 months ago, so I've been playing mobile games. Yeah, that makes sense. Sometimes you'll just do what you gotta do. And if mobile games is your hobby at the moment, I don't see anything too wrong with that. Now, should I really be putting a path in these people's backyards? I guess it's not too bad, because if we get down to the ground, they have a clear sight line above the path. The only thing I'd worry about is that the people walking along this path are going to actually look into their house. So I'm going to put a few trees here. $11 p.m. in India. All right, well, good night and enjoy your sleep. There we go. And then we'll just have some green space right here. I really want to reduce the tree spam that I've been doing. That's kind of a NIMBY's nightmare. Definitely is. Wanting to ask, when will Ashland videos come back? So the problem with Ashland is that I cannot get it to be a decent simulation speed. In the Bridges and Ports video, I was stuck around 0.4 to 0.6, and that actually created a bunch of different problems. Nowadays, when I load up the save, it's stuck at like 0.2 to 0.3. I've tried everything from clearing out entire towns, deleting half the population, reducing connections, deleting the taxis, reducing the buses, trams. I've tried it all. No matter what I do, I can't get it to go above 0.4 to 0.6. And that just makes playing the game very difficult. I'm doing the city without mods and region packs. Ooh. Without region packs, that's a tough one. How much is detailing? How much detailing is too much? Or do you think there is never too much detailing? Depends on the area. Like, if I'm over here by the university, I could pretty much keep going forever because I don't really see an end point to this. If it's something like these houses right over here, the end point is pretty much straightforward for me. I just want trees because then at least it feels somewhat alive. But if I want to go more crazy, I can start placing trees in front of some of these houses. Thankfully, this asset pack actually comes with a bunch of trees, but assets like these ones don't. And it just looks a bit odd. So if you wanted to get more crazy, you could pull this over. And then we could add in some pavement surface. And then we could keep going forever pretty much. So it just depends on how much time you have and what you want to do with your time. Eventually, you kind of have to think, where's my time best spent? And for me, that's in the areas that I really feel, or like I'm excited about. If I'm not excited about it, then I try not to detail too much. Otherwise, it would take me like forever to make a video. I got the Bridges and Ports buildings, the Old Town buildings, and the CCPs, so that's great. Why did you have to reinstall? I keep on clicking on trees and opening up the line tool, and my brain immediately wants to reduce it down and start spamming trees again. But I gotta remember that this is the whole entire point of this, is not to spam trees. Make something somewhat half decent. So I don't know if I should continue this path or not. I love the idea of the path wrapping all the way around. I can just imagine a lot of protest from these people. Totally agree. It really comes down to what kind of builder you are. I will spend hours small parcels because I enjoy it. Yeah. Yeah. It's like Red Kool-Aid. He does some of the most insane stuff, and it's clear he spends a lot of time on each little lot, and I love it. I just don't have that type of energy to do that. But given how the simulation is, to be honest, I mean, that's probably the best path forward. Because even once I hit 130k, I can start to see a decent amount of lag going on, and it starts to get a bit on my nerves. I'm just back from another city. The oldest city in Russia. Some cool Soviet modernist architecture too. I imagine that'll be really nice to get the asset editor and actually have some assets like that. I don't know anything about creating assets, but I know there's a bunch of talented people, and I love the assets in City Skylines 1. It made the game. So the more assets, the better. Oh, this entire block, I really don't like it. I hate everything about this. Part of me wants to delete some of this. The other part of me doesn't want to make too many big changes. But it looks so odd, and the block is so long. I guess the question is, why did I do this in the first place? So, what's the slope here? Because it must be pretty high. Well, now I just feel like an absolute ding-dong. Why wouldn't have I continued this down? I don't get it. What was I thinking? Only negative 4%. What was I doing when I built this? Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this. To make the most depressing panel flats with peeling paint. The peeling paint part I actually would really like. Like, I find when you look at some of these buildings, they've definitely gotten a lot better. But when the game first came out, this would have been one solid color, and it was so hard to look at. And it'll also be nice to be able to make more rundown areas without having to just spam decals. How's that road look? A little bit weird, but I think I can live with it. Alright, now my next biggest problem is that these don't feel very cohesive. It just feels like you zoned in some row homes and they all spawned randomly. So what if I can just move these over a bit, change their orientation? Give a bit of space. Just kidding. Peeling paint is mostly gone in Russia by now. Surprised you haven't made a city park yet like New York. I agree. I don't know why I always... Every single time, I never make any big parks, and I'd like to do that. I think I get stuck in the City Skylines 1 mindset, where it's like we had all these amazing DLCs and functionality, and the idea of making a park doesn't really function. Just almost seems a bit unexciting. But either way, this city definitely needs a big park. Right now, there really isn't one at all. And this is just the wow, I'm blanking on the name, the cemetery building. So it's not even really a park. So I definitely agree, there needs to be some type of big park. It'll also be a bit challenging because there isn't that much flat land on this map. So ideally, if we're going to make a park, I'd like it to be somewhere kind of special. But obviously we can't have it too far away from our main city center. The only other space right now that's available for a park would probably be right here. Maybe this front. Although this could become a beach. I've been debating whether I want to make this a port and just continue this down, or turn this into a beach and make the port somewhere down here. Really struggling to figure that one out for myself. And that alone is already so much better. Did I actually add in a road? Oh yeah, it's right here. That looks so much cleaner. I love that. I really did not like the way it looked around here. It looked so rough. Well, I've made one, just finished it. I have lost the context. What did you finish? Row house is on the very right of the previous shot. What is the time when pack comes? Which pack? The supply chain creator pack and the skyscraper pack are both available right now. The ones that are white on the top and brown on the bottom. I finished the park. Oh, nice, nice. Well, send some pictures, or it didn't happen. That's the new rule. This area just looks off to me. Maybe we'll place a few more of these down. It did happen. No, I believe you. I was just making a bad joke. But I can't, sorry. Yeah, no. No worries. I was mostly just making a bad joke. I don't know where to send the screenshot. Oh, if you actually want to do, you could upload it to Imgur and then send the link here. I don't know if Automod will take the link, but it should work. Alright, now it's just this side. And these small ones look a little bit nicer. Need to add the zoning back to this road. There we go. And I believe one of these is a left and one of these is a right. Yes, they are. Or no, they aren't? No, I must be crazy then. Unless it's the other ones. It's... I swear, one of these has a left and right. Okay, it's these ones right here. These ones have left and right. It says I can't access it. Dang. Alright. I have no idea then. Maybe another store here. And actually I bulldozed a few of these, so I'll just add this one back in. And will the game like it if I pull these close together? Or will the game be angry? Alright, quick play and let's find out. No, it's working perfectly fine. Okay, great. Let's copy this color onto this building. Although a store like this probably needs some type of parking. But I really don't want to add it in. But I think I have to. I don't really have much of a choice. And we'll pull it from this alleyway, which is not looking too good. Maybe a small one. Literally the same building spawned in. No, I plopped it. Alright, and then we just move this over. Is there any way this can look somewhat normal? No, not really. What if we increase the height a tiny bit? Yeah, I think I can live with that. At least there's some parking. I'm going to turn the parking fee off, though, because I don't want any more money. I need to find a way to get rid of this $83,000 per hour. Oh, that building spawned in my last save. Oh, gotcha. Coincidence, then. Okay, this area feels a bit better. This one still feels rough. I'm bouncing back. I need to stay on the same plot. I'm getting distracted way too much. Is that a house right there? No way. That was just hiding under the trees. Alright. Unfortunately, you are going to have to go. Happy 2026. Weird because COVID felt like yesterday. COVID was honestly a blur for me. I worked from home during COVID, and I was actually working from home before that. And then all of a sudden we were told to stay inside. And next thing you know, I don't know. Next thing you know, it was like 2024, and we were allowed to take our masks off. It was a bit of a weird shift for me. You know what? These should honestly be bike paths. I don't know if that makes that worse for these people or better, but I feel like these should have been bike paths. And ideally there's a connection in between these two points right here, so maybe we can move these over a tiny bit. There's one. All right, there's kind of two. Now I'll move this over as well. What are these trees? Oh, I can't wait for more grass surfaces. I really can't wait. I can't tell. Is having this green space right here worse, or is it better? I almost kind of like the chaos of the forest, but at the same time, I hate seeing the flickering trees. We get really close, they start to do this flicker thing, and it just drives me nuts. Finally alive. I know it only took, what, 7, 8 months? Live streams are definitely a bit intimidating, not gonna lie. There we go, that's a bit better. Actually, a path right through here. Wait, what's going on with this car? It doesn't even make sense that they'd be up here. Geologist in. Of course. Why wouldn't I remember you? How could I forget is the first question that I'd ask. Finishing my interstate up. Smooth curves on the interchange. Nice. Love to hear it. That's actually what we need to get to work on soon. The interstate. What the heck I saw there here? I don't know what you mean. We're gonna do more lives from now and then. Maybe. Videos take up a lot of my time. So, like, even just to record and edit, that's pretty much what I've been doing every day, all day, for like the last 2 or 3 months. So I'm always amazed by how some creators can do the streaming and the video editing and the recording, and still, it blows my mind. I don't know where they find all this time. Yeah, now this is the next area. This area looks rough. It feels so out of place. Like the floating car on someone's roof. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. How is that even possible? They're right here. Where would... The roads aren't even that high. And I haven't adjusted the roads at all. But how did they even get up here? And why can't I click their car? In real life, it'll be more gas stations and hotels in the coastal areas with a few walking paths. If you could pull a Disney World, that'd be nice. What's a Disney World? Yeah, I think I would have liked to see a few more things down here. I'm trying not to zone anything in. I want to try and save that for the videos. But definitely some more zoning alongside here, and either a beach or something. Because right now, it's just a bit too empty. Every time I take a picture, I look at this spot right here and it drives me crazy. I want to fill it in with trees, but it doesn't make it look any better. Definitely a beach. And then when the beach is here, I'd love to see some shops. Definitely some gas stations, because I bet you that's all we have commercial demand for. And for once, no, okay, that's great. I got a bit tired of seeing demand for gas stations. You know what? I'll probably just get rid of all the trees here. Oh, I deleted the church. Oh, that's not good. That is not good at all. I don't even remember what the church was. Church. Okay, that is definitely a church. It's insane how these were made. It's honestly crazy. I guess a beach texture there will be kind of decent. Yeah, I'm torn between a beach or making the port here. But I also kind of want to make the port down here or even all the way down here. But yeah, that's been my struggle of trying to figure it out. I've never really decided. Where is that church? Oh, I think it was this one. There should be another one over here somewhere, and it was just the opposite of this one. Ooh. That church is broken too. Well, let's ignore that. And instead we'll place this church in. And I believe we need to click something. It's snap to elevation or something. Oh yeah, transform lock. Okay, so we should be in a good place then. And there we go. Now nothing happened. That church was always there. Yesterday I made an artificial hill with the urban promenades housing. Now there's a hospital there too, so now it's Hospital Hill. Love it. On the far end for port, we'll be okay because it's naturally deep. Yeah, there wouldn't have to be much dredging, right? It almost seems like it's kind of the place to be. Whereas with right here, there would have to be a ton of dredging, unless it was sent all the way out. But that would probably look a bit odd. Planning a port tomorrow. Love it. What did everyone think of the Bridges and Ports DLC? Why don't you get an editor? You will upload videos much faster. Editors are very expensive. And I don't actually have a job right now. So I got laid off a bit ago, and I'm still job hunting. And while I've been job hunting, I've been doing more YouTube videos because I don't have anything else to do. So if I could, I would love to hire an editor, but yeah, they're pretty expensive. I used to do a bit of editing work, but nothing crazy like a proper video editor. I would love to offload the task. It's the most time-intensive thing. DLC is cool, but few assets for normal buildings. They promise much more growables. Yeah, I can understand that. Like if we take a look at Bridges and Ports, this is pretty much it. And that doesn't seem too bad until you change everything to level 5. And then this is what you get. I'm happy with I'm happy with the assets that we got. I guess it's just kind of setting your expectations in the right way. I kind of expected just a bit more, especially for industrial. But really all we got was these 2 signature buildings. And I love both of them. I think industrial is just the big thing that we're missing. So the supply chain jetpack is honestly exactly what we needed. Yeah, I'm hoping so too. Shouldn't be too far off. The dream is to have one by the end of the year. But I appreciate that. Already looking much better, although this block is too long. Something needs to happen with this block. I don't know. I want to split it, but at the same time, how bad would it be? 3% isn't that bad. But I'm kind of disrespecting the hill if I do. Don't want to disrespect the hill, but I also don't want to see this long block length. It just looks so out of place. I have a request. Can you build one beach side house somewhere far from the city near the beach and a fishing deck and give my name on the house? I had a bad week and this could make it better. One beach side house somewhere far from the city near the beach. Right now we don't have any beaches. I don't exactly know where I'd put it yet. If the next part of the build was done, I would say definitely. I just don't know where I'd put that. What we could do is give you one of these houses. So let's see. How about this one right here? Oh, is this the street? Or is this the building? Oh, so it's the building. Now that is your house. If we had a beach, and I didn't want to... if we had a beach, then yeah, we probably could. I just don't know where I'd put it yet. But I hope that makes up for the lack of building the actual house. Hopefully your week gets better. All right, now back to the debate on whether I want to connect this in. The alternative would be terracing. We could send this road up like this. More like this right here. I guess no matter what, I have to accept that this hill just needs to be disrespected. Otherwise, this area will always look at a place. And I guess I'll just have to do it. It hurts. Also build a huge panel house and give my name on it. Let's see. A panel house. Panel house. I don't even... When you say panel house, what kind of house are we talking about? Yeah, I don't mind. Just let me know what a panel house is. I think panel house, I think siding. So I think... Where are they? This is like stone and brick. Is this siding? No, that's some popcorn texture. That's brick. High density from the Eastern European pack. Oh, I don't think I've actually placed any Eastern European. Oh, actually, I'll just... Where is it? Hey, Grass Blizzard. How's it going? Actually, did we place one of these in yet? I can't remember. I feel like I may have placed one of these in somewhere. Do you know where? I honestly don't remember. What about just... prefabricated house like those were in the Soviet Union? So one more like this? Or like this? Oh, I'm bad on architecture. I'm sorry. I can look at it and kind of understand what it is, but actually knowing their names is a pretty big weakness. So we got one of these big ones right here. Or we have one of these smaller ones. The huge white one. Gotcha. So then the huge white one would be this one. The red accents. Skyscraper-ish. Okay. So one of these ones then. Oh, that's massive. That's massive. Is there a slightly smaller one? I want to be careful with our density, but where would it go? This is why I stopped plopping, because I am so indecisive. I'll like wait until I find the perfect spot. I think that might be right here. Right across from the conference center. We'll need some parking though. Let's get rid of that. Place that in, and I'm going to pull it back a bit, although it's kind of oppressing for these people. It's actually kind of nice. And then let's make the accents red. Alright, now we definitely need parking. And the only way I see parking is to get rid of one of these houses. My childhood friend owns a video editing agency since 2023. He also happens to watch your videos just like me. When I told him you would like to have an editor, he will be happy doing your editing for free. That's a rough ask. I know how intensive video editing is. I would genuinely feel bad. Not many options for parking. I feel like we need a big one. Now, let's make this a bit more artsy. Or actually, I probably shouldn't do this, because we don't even know if these assets will still work once we get the asset editor. Let's hope they will. Oh, struggling to find art. But I think something like that should work. Same thing on this side, and then this side as well. Otherwise, I would feel pretty bad for these people. At least now, they don't have to look at a giant white wall. Instead, they can look at some color. Maybe something alongside here, too. And then there we go. I like that so much better. It's such a nice little fitting. I'm gonna stop talking about it because I can talk about this all day. I love placing these on parking lots. Same with buildings. This conference center started to look a bit, I don't know, not right. Then I changed the colors, added these nice little decals on it, and I think it just makes it look so much better. Anyways. Oh wait, your name. I almost forgot. Bam. There we go. Alright, back here. I suspect they will work again eventually, but it's not a guarantee. I do expect EAI and extra lib mods to break after the update. My fear is that all of the assets and all of the surfaces and icons need to be reworked, or at least to some degree re-imported. And so what happens is everything will be gone, but they'll still be there. It's just you'll have to replace all of them. Be patient with Tridon and the other mod authors as well. They wait. Yeah. Alright, good night. Appreciate you stopping by. Can't wait for the asset editor. Me too. I'm so excited. It's going to be nice. I would like more than just these 3 southwestern row homes. Or just give us the ability to make buildings historical. I think that right there would be massive. Oh, this looks so bad. Wait, right. Yeah, I was going to split this block. I was debating whether to split it or not. What does everyone think? Should we split it? Should we not? Should we split the block? All right, everyone vote. Should we split the block? Yes or no? I'm gonna grab a quick drink of water. Yeah, that's pretty much how I feel. I really don't like to disrespect the topography. And that's honestly why I left it in here in the first place. Because it'll haunt you at night. I actually, I once had a dream where I was building a city, and I basically just plowed a road right through a mountain and called it a day. And I remember waking up thinking, that was disturbing. So then, the biggest problem is this right here. Not, oh yeah, definitely. There actually is a decent amount of variation between these two. This is 546. This is, oh, it's only 3 meters. It's not too bad. I think if we just took some of this and moved it over here. What is the plan with the coastline next to the row homes? Yeah, so this is most likely going to be a beach. I just haven't found the time yet to make the beach. Although that will be coming up soon. Right now, there's not much going on with it, and I would like to see just a bit more. So ideally a beach, ideally some commercial, some paths, and yeah, just make it look a lot nicer. Because right now this is kind of like staring at a blank canvas that needs to be filled. Hello, fellow Canadian. I took a good break from CS2, but wow, looks great. Great time to jump back in, and good job on the content. I've tried to make it, and it isn't easy. Keep it up. Really, actually, I think I'm familiar with your channel. And it definitely is not easy. No, it's not. The amount of work is crazy. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that people don't really see. It can be very challenging. All right, ending poll, 60% said yes. Okay, so how do we split this in a way that feels respectful? The only way I could think about doing that, maybe something kind of like this. 'Cause I don't need it to be split too much, just enough though. It's really what I need. So what about something so rough? Beach could fit in quite well. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I think so too. Kind of like the missing puzzle piece right now. Oh, this is going to be challenging. I genuinely don't know where to split this, you know, to make it not look really rough. We already voted to split the block. I should have thought about this before running a poll. Let's see. This could just get an entire rework, to be honest. We could delete this road and then realign it to right about here instead. I guess that kind of gets rid of the continuing road. It doesn't have to continue. You know what? I'm going to try not to be too indecisive about this. And instead, I'm going to do something that's going to hurt. We'll go up like that. And then let's pull from right about here. Okay, that's not too bad. I can live with that. That's great. Get rid of these 3 houses, and we'll just connect this back in. Okay. Now, we just need either trees or some zoning. A little bit of light zoning here. Where's the southwestern residential? Ooh, that's not good. Okay, never mind. All right, now a tiny bit of smoothing. And let's add the trees back in. And then could we get zoning here? A bit rough. I think I'll leave it for now. I don't want to do too much. That's not in a video. Alright, that's already looking way better. I can actually look at this. Now it's just this area right here. And we're just going to line up all these houses. That way it feels a bit more cohesive. All right, there we go. Much better. And then back here, I think I have to end this path. I don't think I can continue it any longer. Already been going on for a long time. So maybe what we'll do is some light landscaping. Actually, some bushes along this path would be really nice. Maybe something kind of like this. Oh, I'm gonna have to call it soon. My throat is starting to hurt a bit more. Message retracted. Sorry, I didn't see it. What's the consensus? Better or worse? Yeah, I think it's better. For the most part. Better. I like it. Okay. I'm glad. I always get scared that I do too much landscaping. I know I definitely do too many trees. But I personally love it. And from this distance, you can't even see it. Now the question is, just green space, or do we put something here? There's no such thing. I think that for me, there might be. For you, who does all of this amazingness, I don't think so. But for me, you see the mess that I make? Look at this mess. I just spammed trees. It's hard to look at the hill when it's just empty. If it was rocks or like some actual hill texture, not a problem. But just this weird brown, ugh, I can't stand it. So the plan after this district is there's going to be a power plant here, an airport over here, and then there's gonna be a highway, and I'm still working on this one. I kind of want to keep the 4-lane road that goes around this entire area. So I was thinking about maybe the highway, like maybe sending it from here, kind of following along the coast, connecting it back into here, and then making maybe another connection right here. I would love a beach. Me too. Me too. We could do it now. I don't know if I want to commit to a beach, though. I don't know if that'll make people mad when it comes time to a video, and then all of a sudden, there's an entire beach. So I don't think I will, but I definitely want to get started on it soon. Because I think it's sorely needed. Hey man, love the videos. What kind of performance do you get on the save? I appreciate that. In terms of performance, I lock my FPS. So right now it's locked at 45. In terms of performance, I bounce back between 0.9 and 0.8, I believe. Let's take a look and find out. Okay, yeah, so roughly 0.9. It's not too bad. Mostly the CPU is taking the hit, especially because I'm usually recording and playing at the same time. That's what really makes it bad. But even while doing that right now, I'm at 0.9. Now I need to pause, because if we keep playing, we're gonna go into a death wave. Yeah, save the beach for a video. Yeah, I definitely think so. Yeah, just do what makes sense for the stream. I think this is something you might do again in the future. You consider a separate build for stream someday. Yeah. I definitely think that's probably the smarter choice. I probably shouldn't have done Lithia Bay. But I'll live and I'll learn. And we can maybe create a stream city. Hey, deleted user. I love the name, by the way. Every time I see your comments, I always think that you deleted your comment. All right, this will spawn in. Let's quickly force this to spawn in. So, super fast building spawning. There we go. And yeah, I can live with that. And it's funny because I actually did those trees myself just a second ago, and I deleted them anyways because clearly it was too messy. So let's try and space these out a bit more. Make it a bit more intentional. And we'll add some paths. I feel like after the DLC update, performance got destroyed so bad, it's hard to play. Yeah, it's rough. Let's load Ashland for a second. Do you stream on Twitch? No. Although I was advised to. So here's what happens when we load Ashland. Well, I guess it's going to take a lot longer than I thought. I kind of had this big reveal planned, and it didn't really come out the way I wanted it to. And the game is starting to not respond. All right, we're almost there. All right, so we got our beautiful port hub, and immediately I'm already frozen. Come on. Did you see the new DLC? Yeah, I did. I love it. I can't wait. I want to replace a bunch of the old industry in Lithia Bay with the DLC industry, or at least add on to it. When I was making it, I started detailing, and I was like 5 minutes in, and I'm like, why did I make this episode? I should have just waited for the DLC. Okay, still frozen. There we go. There we go. All right, now everything seems fairly normal. Once we click play, we look at the simulation speed, we're only on 1 times, and I'm dropping down to 0.09, 0.1. Okay, we're bouncing back up. 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. Now the issue becomes that if I stay right here, everything's fine. If I don't move, not a problem. Once I start moving, I'm hit with massive lag spikes. It's just awful. Can we see some assets from the Skyscraper DLC in Lithia Bay? Maybe. I think there'll be a few, but a lot of those assets are massive. And as of right now, there isn't a place. There might be in the future. I tend to play a bit slow, which some people may like and some people may not like. But even if you look at Ashland, I think this is what, our tallest building right here? I think so. Well, aside from this one. But yeah, the performance is insane. It's so rough. I have let this simulate for 24 hours straight, and it didn't get better. Which is why I pretty much gave up when I was building the port. Once I got to the point where I couldn't place assets, I'm like, no, I gotta move on and do something else. Anything else. One day, I really hope to get this running in a normal place again, because I'd love to finish this area off. Really, I just want to see these areas expanded into. A lot of these spaces are still prime for opportunity and development, and I didn't get to do it, and it hurts. The reason why I even chose that map was because it was massive, and that was kind of what I wanted to do. Just one big, massive grid. Looks like a similar issue to I had. Memory leak caused by a mod, most likely. Yeah. I was worried that it may be because the Citizen Entity Cleaner or Anarchy or Move It or pretty much anything. Yeah, I saw Gaga mention something like this too. Really, where do you guys chat? Because clearly I need to join. But yeah, that's the only reason why I won't play Ashland, is just because of simulation speed. Otherwise, I would love to go back and fix so many things and expand so many things. And yeah, definitely. The industrial park is going to look so much nicer. And there's probably a bunch of room for industrial near our airport, which will go right about here. Now, what was I doing? I already forgot. I was somewhere around here. Oh yeah, paths. I want to add paths in. Did you get it fixed, Sunny Scunny? Hillside Town will go crazy. Yep. All right. It's a bit better. It's definitely a massive improvement from what it was. still have to do something with this hill, but I think for now I'll table that. And this area doesn't really need anything. Honestly, it just needs to be replaced in the future once we get a beach in. So where to move on to next? Where to move on to? That is the question. I guess right here, what is going on? Wait, this is the area where there was gas stations. Okay, so when I was counting those gas stations and I said 6, 7, I have gotten a crazy amount of comments about something to do with 6, 7. Every time, I'm still confused. I have no clue what these people are talking about. At first, I thought I said something offensive. I was worried. I was like, oh no. What does 6, 7 mean? And when I Google it, it just takes me to a song. Yeah, it's something to do with 6, 7. I have no idea. There was 7 gas stations here, and I counted them in the video. Because we're old. Because we're old. Yeah, everyone tells me I'm the oldest person they know. And not in age, just by how I am as a person. And I don't know whether to take that as an... Whoa, what is going on? What is up with this building? Let's just put that over here for now. Is that it right there? That's what's causing the problems? Okay, so let's give this a gentle bump up. Is that enough? No? Looks like I made it worse. Let's see if I fixed it. Add a monument for the Bay Harbor Butcher. Who is the Bay Harbor Butcher? The kids keep saying 6, 7, and I feel older over every time. I've only heard my daughter say it a few times, and she also said it during my video. And I was just, I was like, what are you talking about? Okay, I'm gonna have to learn to ignore this. So, I'm gonna place some bushes down instead. Dexter. For the Bay Harbor... I've never seen Dexter. Is that what the Bay Harbor Butcher is from? Okay, that's a bit better. Where next? Is this a path that I didn't connect in? Wow. Yes. Yeah, I never seen Dexter. I'm more of a sci-fi person. Actually, something could be done here. Is this a road? No, I think this is just a pedestrian path, right? Okay, we gotta change this time of day. Alright, so what can we put here? Definitely needs to be something. Maybe a little market? Dexter is a good series. Yeah, I've heard really good things about it. I just mostly can't sit down through normal shows. And I believe it's pretty like heavy on the serial killer stuff, so kind of outside of what I would usually watch. If this isn't a road, then why not just change the surface to something else? Anything else. Not that. Yeah, I guess that's a bit better. I watch while playing games. I have to focus to watch TV. Otherwise, I won't actually pay attention. I'm genuinely jealous of all the people who can watch while playing TV, like while playing games. Awesome looking city. I always manage to destroy my city. This game is hard. It's traffic that's destroying all of my saves. Yeah, I honestly never really have too much of a problem with traffic. There's a few choke points in this city, but I find just keep testing, messing around, playing with it. Eventually you'll get through. The question is, do you start a new save every time you get bad traffic? Because if you do start a new save, don't do it. It's a trap. Hey, start queue log out analysis in the modding Discord. I'm gonna have to try that out. I'd love to get my old city back. You're lucky I need Biffa. Yeah. Biffa's one of the greats. What's the consensus on what to do with this area? I'm just staring at it and I feel lost. I want to go market. Same time, I don't. I'm gonna grab a quick drink of water. Mr. Chazicon? Late to the stream, but starting it now. Well, thanks for joining. You know what? Market it is. How do I find the Discord? I can probably link it to you in one sec. One sec, I'll pull it up. A car meet. You know, I actually did a car meet over in our university area, actually. It was right here. It's not very obvious, but I just put a bunch of fancy cars right beside each other. And in Tim Hortons in Canada, and there's a store called Tim Hortons. You can get coffee and donuts and stuff there. There's always cars, really fancy cars that just go park in the parking lot and, I don't know, hang out, I guess. And so when I was doing the grocery store, I don't know why I got the idea to do that, but I did. But this is a maritime museum. So car meet probably doesn't work too well here. Yeah, no problem. So in the Discord itself, there's an actual channel. Where is it? It's called CS2 tech support. And what you can do is you can create a thread, and from there, you'll call the bot, and I believe you just you type / then log, and it should say log analysis. Then you just have to give the link to the message of your log. But you'll have to export that through Skype. Actually, there's a bunch of assets that are like clothes hangers, or not clothes hangers, like stores, tiny little stores. Where are they? Maybe in props. Hello from the UK. Welcome. Hello from Canada. I really need to write these down. That way I can remember the name of these assets. Here they are, shop racks. Yes, these are perfect. Get a bit of variation in here. I don't think we're going to be selling clothes at our museum though, so maybe not the greatest one. Maybe a few stands of what looks to be records. And then on this side, probably nothing to be honest. Oh, I wish I could play citizens in. I wish I could play citizens. Honestly, it could have been that too. The ploppable citizens mod could have broke Ashland. I'm breaking my rule. I'm building an area, or I'm detailing without any direction. Usually I have some type of plan before going in. We'll need some sort of seating at the very least. It's maybe a bit too fancy, but something like this could work. And I actually I love using the grid tool for this because it makes it feel random. And maybe this is just what I'm used to, but I never really see these tables like in a very neat and orderly way. Usually they're just kind of thrown around and just random. Yeah, that'll have to do. And over here is just an entrance, this wall. Wow, this asset is really blank. I mean, you gotta give it to the people who created it, though. This is insane. I love this asset. Alright, now right here we need something. Actually, what if we... Oh, I have no idea what I'm looking for. I can't remember what the name is. I believe it's a fence. Maybe one of these. Kind of along the side here. course there's a dip. Of course. Hey, how's it going? I just sounded super Canadian there. What are you detailing? Which area? Right now, just by the Maritime Museum. Earlier, we were detailing alongside Heather Street. What is up with this game in Heather? I don't get why it loves it so much. And we didn't really do too much. Kind of just clean the area up and remove some of the tree spam because there was so much tree spam. Aside from that, before that, I was up here just doing some random detailing, cleaning up some mess. I'm still under the weather, so can't really record a proper video until I'm feeling a bit better. And I figured what better way to pass the time than detail. And then I got detailing a bit too much, and then I realized, you know what, I should probably just turn this into a stream. And right now we're just trying to clean this museum up a bit. And that's almost there. I just want to give it some depth. If it's going to have this kind of sunken texture, at the very least we give it just a bit of depth to make it feel a bit better. And this time of day is driving me crazy. Looks real good, and get well soon. Thank you, I appreciate it. Hopefully I'm back in tip-top shape soon. This is the first time I've gotten sick since, I don't know, like 6 months? Yeah, it's okay. Still a bit rough. Something needs to happen here. I think there's just too much surface. Let's create little pathways instead. There we go. Kind of, it's a bit better. It's a bit better. Now, I need to do some work here. I wonder, what if we use one of these? Kind of fence the area off. Or even one of these. I like this one a lot. And we'll do the same thing as the last time. We'll just drop these down. Ooh, do I have the surface? I don't know if I have the surface or not. Oh, I have the entire building. Okay, I only have props selected. Yet why is it showing me the surface of the building? Props only, please. Wow, it's not even letting me... I can't even deselect it. I think this is the universe telling me this was a bad idea. Okay, not too bad. Just needs a few bushes in there. But I want some form of depth. So let's do... something like that. Yeah, it's okay. It's not a showstopper. It's okay. This is when having a tiny little fountain would come in really handy. Maybe just a few rocks. And then let's drop this bush all the way down. That's pretty much perfect. Okay, not too bad. I'm starting to like it a little bit more. And let's just get a bit of green in there too. Not too bad. All right. Let's hurry up and move on from this. And all of that work just to get that. Was it worth it? I don't know. All right, let's switch this time of day up. Now, let's see. What else can we do here? And on the other side, we do have these as well. I believe we used this one on that side. Not too bad. Oh, what's today? Oh, it's Wednesday. Oh, I was hoping it was Thursday. Ooh, that's way too white. Let's just keep it whatever color that is right now. And now we can drop this down. And how does that look? Not too bad. This one needs to be raised up just a bit more. But it gives it just a bit more texture, a bit more depth, and I like it. Although this is just me kind of going crazy at this point. This is what I would consider crazy detailing. Now we have these 3 doors, and we have this middle piece right here. I want to make sure the path aligns up with the doors, but not this middle piece. Same right here. And that gives us some room for a little garden. Now we just gotta drop these down a bit. What's up, man? Nice to catch you live. Appreciate it, Barry. Just detailing this Maritime Museum. Feel a bit sick, so can't make a full video. But I was detailing while I was bored, and I figured, you know what, might as well just go live. This much detailing reminds me of the details you did on the recycling plant in the starting in Ashland. Yeah, I really went crazy with that. I'm not entirely sure why. I honestly, I look back at those videos and I'm like, wow, I need to relax a bit. It's something that I learned over time. It's not something that I immediately understood, but you have to be careful of what you invest your time into, because things can easily start to slip away from you. And then next thing you know, you're spending hours on something that is just not all that important in the grand scheme of things. I still kind of do stuff like that. It's just not on camera as much. Because there's some things that'll bug me, and I'm just like, I need to cut this from the video. All right. I like that. Hey, those videos were fun to watch, to be honest. Well, I appreciate that. I had a lot of fun making them. In fact, making content's honestly the most fun I've probably ever had in a job in my entire life. Sometimes I kind of miss how I used to go crazy on the detailing. And it makes me want to go back and do it. But then I realized that it would take me forever to put a video out. That's pretty much the only reason why I don't nowadays. And that just seems a bit misaligned. This is the crazy that I'm talking about. It doesn't seem completely straight. And it's kind of hard to get a good angle on it. Alright, come on. Tell me that's straight. Gotta be straight. Okay, this one looks straighter. This one doesn't look straight anymore. See, the beauty of a video, though, is in a video, I can just time-lapse this. I think some benches will do the museum justice. Is there no benches? There isn't. Is there benches here? No, there isn't. There's no benches? What? Oh, okay, there's some alongside here. Yeah, we'll definitely get some added in. Definitely. Because there seems to be a big lack of benches. All right. Yes. That is much straighter, and I can actually live with that. And now, let's just get a nice little section of bushes here. I feel like red is Lithia Bay's color. 2 meters too low? Yeah, it's way too low. I don't want this to be like a full-out bush. More so, kind of like little tiny flowers. Of course, it resets the elevation. Hi Urbanlin, I love your videos. I previously only watched CityPlannerPlays, but kind of glad I branched out to find you. Hope all is well. Thank you again. I appreciate that. Yeah, if it's not obvious, I'm a big fan of CityPlannerPlays myself. But yeah, I really do appreciate it. I struggled to branch out for a long time, and then about a year and a half ago, I started watching other creators, and I'm like, okay, this is great. Now I have more content. But yeah, everything's going pretty good. We're just detailing the Maritime Museum right now. Yeah, sorry to say I was OCDing a bit. No worries. None at all. I actually completely agree. I remember when I first placed this down and I went to go start detailing, I had to detail so much, and I was like an hour and a half in, and I got to this and I looked at it and I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Oh, you can't even see the... Oh, that's not fun. You can't even see that they're supposed to be little flowers. Honestly, I think I did a pretty bad job. Look more like leaves. But maybe we'll do something else here, because I want to be able to see it from a higher perspective. Otherwise, what's the point? If I can't scuba, then what is the point? I think I'll just have to change my strategy here. I'll just do the same thing we did over there. So 0.8? Nope. Why won't it let me drop? Okay, there we go. Now we're adding it in. Ooh, I can see all the sparkly colors. Maybe some bushes, but it looks nice from the ground view. Yeah, I agree. And maybe just some green to balance it out. Now, I can't tell if that looks nice or not. But I'm already getting crazy about it. Now, let's add some benches in really quickly. Because I actually think benches make an area look so much nicer. And yet, for some reason, I always struggle to find them. Here we go. For example, right on the back of this would be a perfect spot. That's just slightly off. Maybe the UK hedge along the front side just to create a little separation from the sidewalk. I think that is actually brilliant. More benches. I think the hedge along the front is brilliant. Beautiful teal color. Yeah, I agree. I like it. It kind of pops against the surface. I would use other surfaces, but we're still kind of in that middle spot where I don't know if the other surfaces are gonna work. I've been trying to keep it primarily vanilla. Wow, that's so pretty. Thank you. I appreciate it. There's this one. There's this one. And the rest are maybe just a bit too big. Can we drop this down? Where do you find those trees and bushes? Okay, so yeah, if you're talking about these ones right here, these come from the Californian landscaping pack. One sec, I can pull it up on Skyve. Playsets. California. No, that's not it. Breeze. Nope. It's the Vibrant Foliage Pack. One sec, I'll send a link. Copy, manage, open, package. You know, PDX mods. There we go. Yeah, so all of these extra ones are from that pack right there. In fact, if you actually search up taller trees, you can get these ones. And these ones are awesome. I would love to work them in more. It's just nice to have really tall trees. Oh yeah, like I was... Totally forgot what I was doing, so dropping this down, and we need to select only net lanes. Oh, it does not like being dropped down on the ground. And I lost this piece right here. Oh no. What is this? Oh, there it is. Is Move It broken right now? I know it should allow me to not select anything else, but for some reason, it doesn't seem to be working. In fact, none of the filters are working. Yeah, not a single one. Okay, that's odd. What if I just turned off buildings? Yeah, no, that's odd. I don't get it. If I don't get crazy about it, though, I think it actually looks a lot nicer. So let's just add one more right here. Now, if Move It will just be nice. I have no idea what I'm grabbing right now. Maybe you just can't drop net lanes. Yeah, it's not too bad. Wait. There is a prop version of this, isn't there? I believe there is. There is. Okay, this is exactly what we needed. No, not that one. Not that one. This one right here. This is perfect. Welcome to Rural Loon. What does that mean? I don't get it. Why is it green and says welcome to Rural Loon? Genuinely don't get it. Okay, now how do I delete these? Okay, that was way easier. There we go. That is perfect. And if we just move this over just slightly. That is, I love that. I joined your channel. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Thank you. Rem Union, I really appreciate that. I don't know how it didn't kick into my brain that that's obviously what you did. A super big thank you. I really appreciate it. Glad to have you in the channel membership. And I hope you enjoy your fancy little badge. Sorry, I was not prepared for that. You just bought your membership, that's why I was saying that. Yeah, I should have clued into that. Once again, thank you. And sorry for my ignorance. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I love it. More benches. If you can't tell, I have never streamed, if it isn't obvious. It's okay. Thank you. I seriously, I'm sorry. I don't know if that's the Canadian in me or what. Yeah, those benches are going to drive me crazy. They're just slightly off. I would love an align button. Kind of like Photoshop. You can just align something to another thing. I think that's the dream. But overall, it's an improvement. I'm going to stumble over my own words, but it's an improvement. Compared to the big, just boring surface it was before. Oh yeah, that looks way more alive. Now, I still think something needs to be done right here. And maybe we just rework the surface a tiny bit so it's not so big. You'll have your nice little walking path here. And then this area becomes just the same as this? Nah, we gotta do something else. The grass texture on the front. On the front of what? I think they are not even aligned in real life. The ones that are mounted to the ground are, but most people try to remove them. Yeah, you're definitely right. It's the same thing with the tables that I was talking about when I was over here. Usually they're not aligned and they're not perfectly matched. I think it's just one of those things that if you let yourself get crazy about, you will get crazy. Of the asset. Yeah, like right here. There's a triangle corner fountain somewhere in the props. Is there? Let's see. Fountain. I see these ones. I don't see the triangular one. Meant where the windows are and all the art. Oh, like on this side? Maybe some planters will break the pattern nicely all along the sides. Some planters, yeah, we could do that too. Which ones are you thinking? Maybe we have the garden beds, and we have these garden beds, and we also have these. Yeah, I'll get that the grass edited on the side. I don't know how I missed that the first time. I'm gonna grab a quick drink of water. Oh, I can't wait to not be sick. I can't wait. What if we made a circle? First looks nice. This one right here? Or garden bed 1 in general? Maybe we just go with our squares. Oh, there has to be an easier way to do this. Yes, awesome. Oh, that's going to need a whole bunch of alignment. And the question is, do we put some bushes on top? Or do we keep the green? Ideally, they wouldn't walk in front of the, or inside the bushes. And this is why I seldomly detail. This part drives me, yeah, it drives me insane. There's a balance that I find is hard to achieve once you start going crazy about it. That's not too bad. It's slightly off, but I'm gonna live with it. Okay, and then let's get some grass in here. And can I live? I don't think I can live with it. No, I can't. This is why for most of Lithia Bay, I have just done trees everywhere. Because in Ashland, I used to go crazy. And then it would take me 2 weeks to make one video, and I was like, something's wrong. Maybe we could even do some of these. No, probably not. Yeah, no. Or, what we could do... Maybe that's too fancy. But if we just put one pink tree in... Nah, yeah, that's too out of place for the green trees. I usually settle for good enough when I do it. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely feel that. It's either that or you spend hours going crazy. Should we go for the pink tree? I'm not against it. I love the pink tree too, to be honest. If you have recolor and there's trees you don't use, I always advise people to recolor them. So let's open up European as well. And if we go down to our Sago Palm Bush, I haven't done any that have been in this area whatsoever. Even changing the colors just a little bit can give you some really nice variation in your trees. Of course, it looks like I've done nothing. Maybe that's just this tree. Oh, there we go. Now it's updating. Oh, because I haven't played. It slowly becomes just a little bit more alive. Even like these trees right here. I used to have them slightly more green. I don't know what happened to them. Yeah, it's honestly a lifesaver. Let's grab one of our oaks. And it'll be a bit easier to do it on this. Because you'll see the transformation apply all across the map. The game lags for about 2 seconds. Now, we should see something pretty awful. It actually just kind of looks like fall, but yeah. Alright, and then let's reset this back to normal so we don't have our demon blood trees. And then quickly pause before this gets worse. But yeah, like even with these trees right here, no, where is it? It's the London Plain. Let's make it slightly more green. And now when we play, look at a nice green color. And I like that so much better. So much, in fact, that I'm not even going to reset it. Alright, now let's finish up this area. I think we need a few benches along this side. Or actually, we do have this fountain. Apparently you can now recolor water in the map editor, so I want to make some crazy map with the bright pink or neon green water. Yeah, it's I tested it out maybe like 5 minutes. It's pretty interesting. You can't recolor normal trees. You need star cues, prop vegetation. Do you? I don't think you do. Like you can grab any of these trees. Like this is just a normal oak. No, yeah, you can recolor any trees. So like, I shouldn't be playing for too long, but I'm gonna pause it really quickly. And if we make this like really bright green, kind of obnoxious, and this is just a normal oak, we'll see all of them transform in the map, and we don't need anything else. And to me, this is massive. In Ashland, every single tree is recolored. I have custom colors for all of them, because even just that little pop of green really makes the entire map feel that much different. I think in Ashland for our spruce trees, I went a bit darker. That fountain should be against the wall or something because otherwise it would look kind of bad. Yeah, I agree. That's kind of why I didn't place it in. Unless we made a wall. But yeah, see, like, now they're slightly darker. And again, that just feels nice. Did the new creator packs release yet? Yes, they did. They are available. You can either buy them in a bundle and get the radio, or you can just buy them separately and not get the radio. I would probably just buy them separately unless you like the radios. You know what we actually could do? If we go into our service buildings, and we go into our cemetery. there might be some additional add-on buildings that we can plop in here. Oh, we should have done the small pond. It would have been perfect. Actually, if we delete the paths, small pond in there wouldn't look too bad. I'm not sold on it though. I'm off to work again. It was nice hanging out for a few. If this comes out as a VOD, I'll watch it. Appreciate that. Enjoy work. And have a good rest of your day. Thanks for stopping by. I think I've had the radio muted since the day I got the game. I am the exact opposite. I know every single song off by heart, and I can say most of the radio ads. When I first played the game, I don't know what I was thinking. I just never clicked on the radio button, and I sat there and listened to them for probably 500 or 600 hours until I got crazy sick of it, and that's when I decided, you know what, no more. And because of that, I know all the Go Nuts Donuts ads, the thick digital. Are you a man or are you a mountain? The ads are kind of funny though, I'll give them that. And the music's not too bad. There's a song called Featherbed, and I love that song. I'm not feeling the tree. Yo, what do you think about the weird having 9,000 pedestrians in a 10,000 population city? I don't know what you mean. 9,000 pedestrians in a 10,000 population city. I have no idea. What kind of assets are you looking forward to from the asset creator? Wow, that's tough. There is so many houses that I would love to see that do not look like this. These are great assets, but they just feel so out of place. Give me something a bit more, not this. This is like super modern. I have never seen a house like this in my entire life, at all. Even something like this. This right here is super nice. I will take more of these happily. Maybe not have the metal roof. I believe that's metal. Yeah. I just want a bunch of cohesive assets. So, and medium density, to be honest, is I think the thing we need the most. Just in terms of medium density, what do we really have? Old churches and cathedrals, yeah. I know Fragonaut, I believe, who made these ones right here. He's gonna release these as actual assets, and having them function would be massive. Now that I think about it, I probably just could have put one of the service blocks in, and I probably could have made this a park. I don't know why I didn't, but extra work, I guess. But yeah, more medium density, and more either modern, but not overly modern, and kind of like older style houses. I hate these roofs. I hate these. I'm a bit critical of these assets because we only had them for so long, like what, a year? And every time I see them, I immediately want to delete them. So anything more would just be great. Fountains, things that we could have for water features. Honestly, I feel like low res is the weakest part of the game for me. Yeah, it's just like, what do we really have? And you're kind of boxed in too. You're most likely making, if you're making a North American city, the options are just all over the place. I can't speak for European, but like these houses right here are pretty solid. Like the fences are probably just a bit too fancy, but these ones right here I really like. And then you go to the flip side where it's like, I don't know what. These ones are actually pretty good too. I like these ones. These ones right here just feel so out of place to me. These are like mansions. And I would just love to see something that's not so mansion-y. Also, updates that don't change. Or assets that don't change. if I place this asset down, I don't want to see it change ever. I just want this asset. I really don't like the way that the upgrade path has been implemented. It's insane. Like, let's grab just a normal southwest, and we'll set our building level to 5, and we'll go to low residential, and we can start with something like this. And actually, I really like this asset right here. I think this is a great asset, but we also have this, and I actually think this is a pretty good asset too. But unfortunately, this will level up, and it'll get to level 5, and this won't exist anymore. But just in terms of variation, I'd like to have both. I don't think I made my point, though. I think I did a bad job trying to get my point across. I think it's the leveling doesn't work right for organic growth. Yeah. And it's the high density for me as well. I think that's kind of like the biggest problem for me. I don't want to see this. Like, if I'm going to plop this building or even zone it in, I don't want to see this turn into this. I just don't want to see it. There's too much of a dramatic difference of the height. Like, there is building, yeah, like this building is a great example of how to level up. You start with this fairly medium-sized building, and as you get to level 5, it's not all that much bigger, and it's not that much different. And if this levels up into this, I'm happy, I don't mind. It's just watching tiny buildings level up into skyscrapers, it just kind of rubs me the wrong way. Mostly probably because, like, this right here is super dense, but outside of this, there's not all that much high density. And that's probably just the way, due to the way that I play. I like to evolve and grow things over time. And so seeing that those buildings get so high so fast, it just feels almost like cheating. All right, new idea. But don't go crazy about this. Let's add in some water. And that one doesn't work. What about this one? I think the European low density is pretty neat. I live in Finland, so I've seen quite a bit of the assets in real life. European low density, let's check it out. Oh yeah, like these ones right here. That's actually a really nice asset. Is this waterfront? Yeah, it is. I have pretty much never seen a house like this, ever. So they always kind of shock me a bit. Although this one could kind of be North American, I could maybe see it. This one is, to me, super modern and super fancy. Kind of the style of house that I don't like. But I think that's just, I think literally this style of house is just from playing City Skylines 2. This one does not feel like a house. This feels like an office. I don't even know what to say about this one. Although it's pretty nice. I'll give it that. I think I just rarely use the European assets. The last time I did was probably Italy, or Elba, Italy. Okay, that's actually not too bad. My only regret is that I wish I moved it over a bit or made it smaller. I see EU waterfront houses in some communities in Florida all the time. Yeah. I'm not all that familiar with Florida. I've never been. The first house that you placed there actually looks like most houses in rural India. Really? It's interesting. believe it was this one. Or it was this one. All right, almost there, almost there. I need to stop getting distracted so I can finish this. Like the single-story concrete house. Oh, yeah. Would you consider that to be like a European house? Just as a random question. Random garbage bin and oh, so close. They use tons of the EU waterfront assets in my Elba build. Quite a few Mediterranean looking homes. Just wish the Mediterranean Heritage Pack actually had some low density. Yeah, that's pretty much the conclusion I came to when I was making Elba Italy. I didn't want to go too dense, but there was pretty much no low density assets. Even it's rough because I would love to use the Mediterranean more, but they're honestly just so dense. Like where are they? Why am I doing this a difficult way? There we go. Even if you force them to be level 1, they're not too bad. But if you were just to take this down one floor, I would love this. Just one more story, please. Just take this down one more story. A 2 or 3 story version of this would be awesome. Gotta say, they did a lot better with the NA medium density. Makes it more difficult to start a modern European town. Yeah. I think the European that we have right now would definitely be better, especially for medium density. Really, I only have my European architecture knowledge from City Skylines 1 and downloading a bunch of assets. But I remember thinking there's so many good ones to download. Yeah, they're insanely tall. Insanely tall. Like, if you compare it to this building, it's massive. And this is a pretty tall building as it is. It's even tall, and this is just level 1. If you want to zone it in, this is what you're going to get to. It just makes the scale seem kind of out of place. All right, let's grab one more surface here. I need to move on before I get too crazy. Do you like the old town assets? Honestly, I have barely looked at them. When the game got updated, I had pretty much no time. I had to record cinematics and start editing. Let's take a look at them. So I believe we just have to go to bridges and ports. Where is it? Or I guess it wouldn't be bridges and ports, would it be? It'd just be Old Town. Oh yeah, Find It hasn't updated yet. This to me screams hotel. This actually reminds me of downtown in one of my one of the cities I lived in when I was a child. This to me screams hotel. Commercial, and upstairs would be some type of recreation area for like weddings or something. Again, this screams hotel to me. This feels very Western. I've been to Italy and Greece a few times, but those seem extra tall, at least from what I can remember. They do feel pretty tall. The European Old Town assets look really beautiful. Let's swap to European. Oh wow. That has a lot of character. I like that one more than the ones I've seen so far for North American. Sorry, I had to mute my mic so I could cough in peace. This is a nice asset. I love this. This is a cool asset. Oh, wow. This feels very, I don't even know, I don't have the words to say what it feels like because I'm too ignorant when it comes to architecture. Oh yeah, I like a lot of these though. A lot of them are really nice. A pretty funky green color. It reminds me of a mint chip ice cream. Ooh, that's nice too. I like this one. Yeah, it definitely feels like you could make a very German-looking town. And then if you compare that to the North American ones, to me, these mostly look like hotels. This feels very hotel-like. But I think that's more of a product of where I grew up. I've actually never seen a building like this in my entire life. Feels very Old West. And I've seen buildings like this, but these are always hotels. They're usually just a bit longer. And something like that. And they'd wrap back around, and in the back of this would be a really weird-looking pool that as a kid you would have wanted to swim in. But then as you look at it, you don't want to swim in it because it looks nasty. This feels like straight out of a Western movie. I guess that's kind of what they're going for, though. To me, none of this screams North American, though. Bavaria is the southern part of Germany. Yeah. Alright, I keep getting distracted. I think aside from maybe just one little tree right there, I'm ready to move on with this area. I'm not feeling too inspired by it. Maybe a smaller one right here. Definitely a lot nicer. And we'll add in that grass texture. And not too bad. A nice little improvement. We've actually done quite a bit. How long has this stream been? 2 hours and 37 minutes? That's insane. Where did the time go? I'm going to reset these back to their normal color. And same with these trees. Otherwise, I'm going to record the next episode and people are going to be confused. All right, and then we'll quickly click play. They seem to be their normal color. We have a traffic problem. Is it just rush hour? Oh wait, I can't click play. I need to stop forgetting that. Literally all I have to do is just add the hearse garage right here. Are those tall buildings from the Eastern European asset pack? Are you talking about these ones right here? These are the Old Town. They came with the update. The Mediterranean one, if you were talking about those, came with the Mediterranean Heritage Package, or DLC. But the Old Town, I believe, was free. Slowly but surely, it's coming together. What is going on here? What about a map texture? Oh, it doesn't work for some reason. Interesting. When you're downtown, they look really colorful, similar to what I saw on the Eastern European pack. Oh, these ones right here? These are the Netherlands medium density. Next to the coast. Okay. These are all just kind of random. This one is North American, European, China pack, more China, more Southwestern. Yeah, mostly China pack, Southwestern, European, and North American. Oh, this one's Eastern European. All right, I'm ready to call it. My throat is killing me. I honestly thought it would feel better, and it doesn't. I keep having to mute my mic every like 2 or 3 minutes to cough. So I'm gonna call it here. Thank you for joining, everyone. We'll try and do this more often, and I'll see you on the next one soon. Should be coming out in 2 or 3 days.